Today we're starting a two-parter. Part one, we're going to take stock at the podcast because it's episode 45, which is basically like episode 100. So we're going to take the opportunity to just look at the past, see what's working. We get some comments to share. And then in part two, we're going to look at Too Old to Die Young. All right. This is episode 45 of TGE, the podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Too Old to Die Young. I don't know how to pronounce the director's name. Tyler, what's the name of the dude?
You got Bradley Cooper wrong last week.
I did.
It's Nicholas Winding Refn.
Refn.
I always like you doing the pronunciations because I totally hide behind it.
Refn.
I believe that's it. Nicholas Winding Refn.
Not Refn, something like that. He's Danish, so there's no way to know. We don't know any Danes.
Wow.
We cannot
You
verify. I do know one person. His name is Mikkel Bonnesen. He was with me in film school a long time ago, and he's the executive producer on The Killing and some other good stuff. Burn Notice.
Very cool, yeah, and which is obviously based on a Danish show. There's so much great filmmaking that comes out of, what do we call it, the Nordic region? Anyhow, if you are in fact Danish and listening to this show, please let us know if we got it right. Also, subscribe to the show, and if you like what you're hearing, let a friend know. We appreciate everyone telling everyone about the show. We appreciate the way the listens have been growing and stuff. It's been really fun. It's really great. Oh, also, we're on iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher. And this week's a little different, Sven, right? Because we're recording a little early because you're going out of town.
Yeah, I'm going on vacation. I'll be in Hawaii. And I don't feel like recording a podcast on the beach or on the volcano.
Wait, you told me it was technical difficulties.
Yeah, the technical difficulty of getting off the beach into the hotel room and plugging into some internet that's probably going to cost like $30 a day.
Well, good. Then I'm going to use it to go out as an excuse to go out of town too. I didn't want to, let the podcast down again, like I did. With the should we tell them what happened with the Roger Nygaard episode? I feel like it's time.
Time to come clean. It's up to you, man.
I hadn't. We've done 40. This is 44,
45,
43,
45,
45. So we'd done at that point. We'd done at least 40 podcasts, and Roger Nygaard's the editor of Veep and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Did an interview with us. It's our first interview. It's a really, really cool and insightful, good to listen to regardless of whether you're editor, writer, director, actor. There's a lot of cool info in there. But it's the first time we'd done it with 3 people in the same room. And so on all the mics, it was just a new setup, and I talk in my class so much about the importance of testing your workflow, running everything, any alteration, test it. We did not test it. And because of that, every mic was picking up everyone's audio, which just required a lot of cleaning, and the episode took an extra week or so to get out. And Kurta, who does our music for the show, who has a new album out, kurtamusic.com, available for $1 on his Bandcamp page, told us that we should have set the noise gate, which we know is a filter in editing softwares as well, and something you can do in advance. So we will be experimenting with that next time and doing a test, getting some proper soundboards behind all of us, some egg cartons from Sven's Chickens, whatever we got to do.
Yeah, and let us know if you have any tips, the listeners, like the noise gate. Where do you set it? Do you set it while you're recording, right there in the Zoom recorder or whatever, or do you do it afterwards in the edit as a plugin? Because if you do it right away, that sounds scary to me. Like it cuts off a mic when it thinks like the volume is not high enough. Then what happens if you speak quietly and then it just cuts it off? That'd be scary.
That was him speaking quietly, by the way. So if you didn't hear it, he was doing a sample. I don't know. And the funny thing that's a little embarrassing about this is that neither of us in the month since has tested it. No. We're just like, oh, well, we'll talk about it. And I think that's the funny thing with, I don't know, I feels like anything in film. It's just once you have that deadline, that's when stuff gets done.
Exactly.
And I guarantee you the moment that we have a next guest lined up for the next interview we do, suddenly it'll be all hands on deck. But we've had at least a month where neither of us has even attempted to even look for the filter in the editing softwares, which is hilarious. And we've both been editing a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how I learned most stuff. Like, I haven't used pluralize until I was desperate and I needed a fix right away. And then I'm like, oh, I cannot believe that I haven't used this for the last 2 years. This would have saved me so much time linking.
Pluralize, you were turning jobs down because you didn't want to work in Premiere, and then finally you took one in Premiere and you learned it on the go.
Yeah, but you can use it in Final Cut 10.
With the Southwest deadline lurking.
Yeah. And, like, I just specifically, I do these really elaborate shoots for YouTube where I shadow editors, and I sync all that stuff up in Final Cut 10, and it's kind of nice, but it's still a manual process. Like, you put stuff in, and then you say manually, like, sync this shot to everything else you've created so far. And then I popped all that into pluralize one time just for fun, and it did the whole process instantly, like within 5 minutes instead of an hour. It sunk everything
Oh, yeah,
up.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I know, Sven, I was the one that was trying to get you to use it for that entire year or two.
Yeah, we're just editors don't like change, even though they're changing 1,000 things a minute in a cut. They just don't like change.
Right, and that might sound crazy, but I refer you to the experience that we just had where one thing changed and we didn't test it and everything was ruined just because of one change. And that happens in post all the time. Like, if the software is working, I can't tell you how badly we've been screwed by just Adobe, changing one thing or whatever it might be. Suddenly Pro Tools can no longer accept your Exchange files. I mean, those little changes. Like, I worked with finishing houses that were embarrassed to admit they were still in Final Cut 7. Mm-hmm. I had to go back into a feature and make some changes to it. And it was slowly revealed that they didn't have the Avid files because they had XMLs from, like, Final Cut 7. And I was like, I can work with this, like, just FYI. I'm happy to hear that. That's kind of cool.
Cool. Hey, we got a comment from our A Star Is Born episode. Are you excited?
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, I got one too.
Oh, you do? Well, I got an email from Gustavo Reineken. That sounds like a German last name. I don't know how to pronounce that in English. He writes,
Hi.
Hi.
Can we preface real quick that it hasn't been a full week yet? We're recording much earlier than we usually do because you're going out of town.
Yeah, sure. We did preface that. So here's the comment. Hi, my name is Reineken. I'm from Brazil, but since 2017, I'm here at Vancouver studying film. I'm a big fan of your podcast. I've been working as an actor and editor since 1998. I myself create a podcast to talk about technical aspects of film, but it's in Portuguese, although I have one episode in English, an interview with a Japanese offline editor. Well, I'm writing to you to say I love the A Star Is Born episode. It was the best. I really liked the film, but after the episode I got a different perspective and I like it even more. I'm a patron and I have some power to ask. I'll ask to you guys to keep this kind of episode because we totally can see the points and the comments. And you both are very smart on comments. So I really appreciate it and learned a lot. More than when you guys just do a little intro about how you feel about the cut. But this episode was amazing. Thanks. Happy edit. Reineken. Well, thank you, Reineken. That's really nice of you. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
very cool.
Every episode we kind of want to get into the details of a scene. I do feel like that is something that makes us really special. And I do feel like it changes my perspective on these films. Like I get another view on it, and I hope it's what's happening to you as a listener as well. It's like you have another take on a film, and you look maybe a little closer when you rewatch them, or when you see a new film the next time. You look at these scenes maybe a little closer.
It always gives me a new appreciation for the film, even if it's the one we did that we didn't really like.
Yeah,
that I'll quit giving attention to. It gives a whole new appreciation. It was Peter Rabbit. Sorry, Sven. I know I promised I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
what
do
the
that.
hell?
But no, that's cool. And go on.
I was going to say we need to have like a little can with money in it. Every time you mention Peter Rabbit, you need to put like $1 in there.
Is this Patreon money you want from me?
No, it's money so that then we raffle that off to people so they can get the Kurda music for $1. How's that?
Yeah, I'll give a subscription every time I mention that movie.
Oh, there you go.
Also, though, I just want to say it's funny because throughout that whole Star is Born episode, you kept saying, I know we don't usually do this, and I was like, what is he talking about? We always do this. But I guess it was a little different, and
I was going to say we were a little tougher on this one than we are with most films, right? But I feel like it's time to be. And if it's like, if I see something, I'll call it out.
My whole life is being tough and aggressive about films, so it's funny. I always try to be a little diplomatic on here, but there's a few where I've been a little ruthless towards them. But that said, the interesting thing about the Star is Born one is I felt a little bit maybe like we'd gone overboard. Like, I don't think I'd ever texted you so much. And again, it's the start of summer. People are burned out. But I sent you we interacted a little bit about me feeling like that episode was a train wreck and I was too hard on it and what I was saying wasn't clear. And I did actually really appreciate that scene and respect it and kind of felt like I was going out. I don't know. I felt I had issues with it. So it's great that we got that comment. And then I got a message also from our producer, Sean.
Oh,
remember him?
No.
That's the
cool.
First few episodes.
Yes,
he helped us set the podcast up, and then just
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
What's that?
I was going to say, if you would have asked, what's the name of our producer? I would have said, I don't know.
Well, he's like Bruce Banner in The Incredible Hulk, like going town to town, like setting podcasts up and just vanishing. So he set us up and took off, and texted me out of nowhere, like, love the Star is Born episode. And I was like, whoa, you surfaced.
Cool.
And he was like, I know, I've been busy.
Did he just watch that one, or he watched a bunch, and this is the one that stuck out to him?
That's why I don't know. I didn't want to get too deep into the compliment. I just decided I wanted to take it the way that I wanted instead of finding out it's the only one he's listened to.
Nice. Cool.
Did you have a response to my weird rant about my reaction to Star is Born? Or my reaction to
Well,
episode?
I mean, I don't know. Were you apologizing that you were too soft on the movie? Was that what you were saying with your text? Or because you were like, well,
you?
To me, like you said, well, you know what? Maybe you sort of were saying, maybe Sven was right about saying that Bradley Cooper shouldn't be such a nice guy in the film or something like that. And I responded,
that's right. Yeah, I felt like I missed your point completely.
Yeah, and I mean, your counter argument was maybe this is great that he's such a nice guy, because usually the predictable way of building a character is that he's first an asshole and then he turns around because he met his true love, and that makes him realize, oh, I genuinely care for her, and so on and so forth, which is kind of like we've seen that in a ton of other movies. So I think you had a valid argument. I mean, I still believe that I think both characters they don't grow a whole lot in the film, and that's a problem.
Right. I think that the issue I had with myself was that my problem with the movie, I don't know. I'm worried that my problem with the movie came across as I thought Lady Gaga wasn't good or capable of carrying the movie.
Okay.
And that wasn't the issue at all. The issue, which you helped me realize like a day after with your your insight, is that it is her movie by all rights, and with him directing it, it very much was his movie. Yeah. And a big part of that is for the reason you said, him making himself a character I thought was a great, incredibly well-performed, well-done, well-designed character, yet historically needs to be more of the antagonist in that story. And it was very much his movie in the beginning, so it was like a weird switch-up at the end to be like, by the way, it's your movie now, Gaga.
Yeah. No, it's not. Wait, I'm still back. I'm here. And now it's yours again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. That's
Wait,
all.
what'd you just say?
No, I was just reenacting the movie, like how he would like grab scenes and then they became his. But anyway,
right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But again, I mean, you don't get to where you are in an acting career without knowing how to kind of figure out how to make a scene yours.
Yeah.
So we made him. But anyways, and there is like a lot of great stuff about that movie. But I did see a movie, Sven. We did want to talk about this, and I know this is a bit of a ranging intro, but we're going to break this into 2 episodes, just for the going out of town. So let's look at this as our 4th of July kind of our 4th of July event.
Yes.
About the year, reflections and stuff like that. So I've been going to a lot of movies. I saw, because summer's just started, I saw Dead Don't Die, which I thought was really, really, really great. I mean, way better than I expected. I mean, for what it is, it's pretty incredible.
How could it be even better than you expected? Wouldn't you expect like everything, like to be this?
Jim Jarmusch doing a zombie movie?
Yes, that's like the most interesting thing ever, right?
Well, it turns out it is.
That's great. That's awesome.
So it's really cool. Very, very smallly done. Very much like, a mockery of the genre. So that was really cool. And I mean, this is an incendiary comment, but career best performances from Bill Murray and Adam Driver.
Really?
Leave me alone. I get my opinions.
Wow. So an absolute must-see movie.
I thought it definitely made them, or I should say, the most like natural performances, if that makes sense.
Wow, that's awesome.
The most and natural in the sense that they were like really playing characters and really doing it in a very ingrained way with the film that was very interesting.
Yeah. Now, do they play any zombies at all? I don't know much about the story, or they're just people in a field of zombies.
Do they play zombies?
Yeah. They don't become zombies,
like
right?
A spoiler request, Sven. Sounds like a spoiler request. The log line-ish for the film is that Bill Murray, this is not the actual log line because you wouldn't name the actors, but Bill Murray and Adam Driver play small-time sheriffs encountering a zombie outbreak in a small town.
Okay.
Tilda Swinton's in it.
Is she a zombie?
Really good actor. The guy that played... wow, Sven. Sounds like a real...
Is anybody of the stars
in the movie, there are no zombies.
Okay.
Let me just say this. In the beginning of the movie, there are no zombies. In the trailer for the movie, no stars are zombies.
Okay.
It also features Selena Gomez. Any questions about her?
Is she a zombie?
No comment. No comment, Sven. No comment.
They just got the entire extra cast of The Walking Dead to be the zombies.
Well, I will say that there are two guys that have very small parts, but I swear to God they cast the stand-ins for Vin Diesel and The Rock. There's no way that they aren't.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's just this random thing, these two orderlies.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then Tom Waits is in it. Mm-hmm. Any questions?
Is he a zombie?
No, but he maybe, I don't know, comment, but he plays Hermit Bob. Oh, wow. Steve Buscemi, Danny Glover.
Wow. Well, come on, Steve Buscemi has to be a zombie.
I don't know. Not in the trailer.
Okay.
So, but also I heard that the movie has a fierce political commentary to it. I didn't notice it.
Okay.
There's a little bit of politics. Much more of a social commentary, I would say. But that's not what we wanted to talk about. And sorry, the listeners are like, wait, this isn't about Too Old to Die Young. But I also saw Rocket Man, which I think is important to our podcast.
Oh, yes. What did you think?
Because the big one of our most popular episodes was, of course, the Bohemian Rhapsody episode. Not because of us, but because all the controversy surrounding the editing of that scene. And I stood behind that scene as the most well-edited scene ever done, just for the problems that it got around, which is kind of maybe the tract I took on Star is Born. And like every issue you had, I was like, yeah, but they had to. So, and it made it better. So it turned out that John Ottman, the editor, revealed that he wanted to put a bag over his head when watching that scene, when reviewing it, and also that Bryan Singer did not direct it, but Dexter Fletcher did in the reshoots.
Yeah.
And after seeing Rocket Man...
Which is directed by Dexter.
It is a step down from Bohemian Rhapsody. It just was almost like a by the numbers, like biopic cliche. I don't want to trash it too hard, but there is a flashback scene during the characters bottoming out to reinforce why they're bottoming out, and a character who he says we never had an argument our whole life, who is the character who argues with him for the whole rest of the movie. It's a little weird, Sven, and a little gimmicky, but I didn't want to go on a rant on it. My point was that movie, and the actors are all great, but that movie made me think, okay, well then that scene is trash in Bohemian Rhapsody. But then it made me realize, well, geez, John Ottman just didn't want that hokey Rocket Man style in his movie, so he just had to cut it really fast to get around it, and that's what we got. So if you see Rocket Man, rewatch the scene from Bohemian Rhapsody, and Rocket Man is what is being avoided in the Bohemian Rhapsody scene. Was that negative enough for you?
The budget was 40 million of Rocketman, and it made 78 million in the last 4 weeks.
And Bohemian made like 400 million or 800 million.
Something like that. Yeah, it made a ton of money.
I really like Bohemian Rhapsody is what I realized.
You do like it?
Well, after watching Rocketman, I was like, oh, wow, that was much harder than it seemed.
Yeah. Worldwide gross of Bohemian Rhapsody is 900 million. Most of it is foreign.
Okay, so Rocketman's a dud. Got
687 is the foreign component. Well, let's see what Rocketman is international. I don't know why we're looking at numbers. Doesn't really matter. We're storytellers, right?
Well, I will fill in that it's also a good lesson in why it's tough to do biopics produced by living people.
Yeah.
As compared to Bohemian Rhapsody, where Freddie was being...
Dead people? You think that makes a difference? Okay.
And Bohemian Rhapsody had living people that cared about the subject, but it's just a different vibe when it's the actual person. Like slow-mo, like music cues when the first song is being handed off.
Yeah.
From the writer to Elton John. It's like, wait, what's happening?
It made 156 worldwide.
Okay.
When are we going to see the Michael Jackson movie?
Well, Netflix paid $15 million for a script called Bubbles, told through the perspective of his chimpanzee Bumbles, that was going to be directed by Taika Waititi.
Okay.
Who directed, of course, What We Do in Shadows, Thor Ragnarok, and Hunt for the Wilder People. Who quit the project. It was going to do it stop motion and recently quit after the release of the HBO documentary. So I don't know why you'd want to see that, Sven.
Well, I don't know. It's going to happen, right? Eventually. Probably not in the next 5 years, but maybe then.
I think the thing with these biopics is they're very fun, and you get the music, which Michael Jackson could have, but then also you have to balance the devious allegations of child molestation.
Right, for sure.
So take a little bit of the piss out of the concert scene at the end.
Or just ignore it.
It's hard to make a billion-dollar movie about a musician that is eventually going to die on stage, more or less, and also committed the most treasonous sex crime possible, I think.
Yeah, yet the estate is still making $1 billion or something. He still is the highest earning musician every year. Anyhow, let's look at Too Old to Die Young.
Well, hold on. So that was our warm-up. All right, for the 4th of July, just a little shop cleaning, and we're going to dive into Too Old to Die Young. We'll get straight into the analysis next week. Is there any other shop cleaning you want to do about this year, reflections on the podcast so far, Sven?
Well, we're almost at 50. I didn't think we were going to get this far, so that feels great. I hope we're still as enthusiastic as at the beginning. I feel like I'm really into it. I think we're getting more refined. That's a good thing. But I'd be curious to see if we need to evolve even further, if this is really working as a format. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. How about you?
Well, I feel like I'm doing A Star Is Born now, and you're just tearing us apart bit by bit. But I'm just kidding. No, I feel like my take on it is I feel like the enthusiasm from both of us has grown. At first, it seemed like kind of an excuse for us to talk once a week because we were so busy, which is great. And then it became, to me, it's all about the community, honestly, and that's the coolest part, and that's the thing that grows, and that's the thing that keeps us excited. Like, it's fun to do. We're recording twice in 1 week, and I was thinking last night, I get it. Like, I could totally do that. It ain't gonna happen anytime soon, maybe ever, but it's fun to do. And more importantly, it's like I was saying, the community. So there's all these little things that have happened that have kind of spurred it on and kept it going. Yeah. One, Curta providing music. I'm just kidding. Two, I feel like the first thing was Dennis getting involved and just kind of being an editor and saying like, hey, I like what I'm hearing. Would that be taking the initiative, and can I cut the footage from the movies you guys are talking about to them? And we were like, we don't have anything to lose. We'll put it on Patreon. And then it worked out so well that you started putting on the YouTube channel, and it actually helped grow the podcast a lot. Just him taking that effort and doing those videos, and it was good for him, and he's doing cool stuff with you now. Yep. So that was really cool. And then
we should also point out at this point that he did a video on Revenge, that movie. He suggested the topic for the podcast. He did the video on it.
Right.
And that video has over 100,000 views on YouTube. So it's great. He completely made one of the top episodes happen for us.
Yeah, it's a great suggestion, and I love that movie and that kind of... And also, honestly, studying that movie, because I'd seen it and kind of enjoyed it in the theater, but really studying it gave me a whole new appreciation. And I think that movie fits into this whole sort of style of filmmaking we're seeing that we can even see reflected in Too Old to Die Young, which we'll be talking about next week.
Yeah.
But also, so there was that, so that was great. And honestly, any community involvement's always great. It helps things. The suggestions of what you want to hear help us, because we'll talk about anything. That's what's fun.
Yeah. You write a comment, chances are you're going to be featured here because we're still so small that we do anything. And
yeah.
That's
we get a lot of listening, but the commenting we could use, a little more would be great. And also we need to kind of centralize it and figure out where to look for it.
Yeah.
Likewise, so there was that, and then stumbling across things like the Mindhunter episode was really great. So there was that, so that was great. Game of Thrones, Mindhunter really blew things up. And then the Bohemian Rhapsody one was huge, and then the Veep thing. And we're just kind of doing these things shooting from the hip, and it's so weird because we never spent more time on an episode finding a clip than we did for Veep. That was really hard to do.
Yeah.
For some reason. And then from that episode, Roger Nygaard happened to have edited the scene that we chose. It is a scene that he actually shows in editing classes that he does. So it's cool. So the thing's been growing very naturally, and we haven't made a lot of effort to overly promote it. And we have obviously a lot of people we could reach out to be on the show and stuff like that. But we've just been keeping it much more kind of community focused, connecting with, people that are commenting, everyone on Patreon, everyone who's just been listening and giving us feedback throughout, which is very valuable feedback, and doing it for you. So we're really just doing it for the joy of it, and it's kind of cool how it's been growing naturally instead of something where we're coming in trying to make a...
You know what I think is the best part for me about the podcast?
Zombies?
The best part for me is that it makes me rewatch old movies. It makes me watch new movies that I always wanted to see and never got around to seeing it because there's so much shit out there that's distracting me from watching good films. I'd rather watch Big Brother than watch any movie that we've watched if you put me on the spot. But this podcast gives me the motivation to seek that out and then have another angle on things. And I'm hoping that there's a couple of listeners that also see this as an incentive to, you know what, I haven't seen Gone with the Wind in the last 10 years. Let's look at it again, and let's look at that one scene that we're going to be talking about and see if I notice something. And just by doing that, you're cleaning your palate again. And if you are in the business, or if you're a filmmaker or film appreciating person, I think that's a great little side benefit of this podcast. Here's my
and
epic.
A couple of things to point out. One, I thought that was, Roger made that point that Big Brother, that's a totally valid form of television and a very sophisticated form of editing, and we should probably do a scene from that.
Any day, man. I'm so up to what's going on there. Anyway, sorry.
But two, let's do it. So we're, by the way, we're going to be doing Gone with the Wind soon, so try to watch it in the next couple weeks if you can. We're going to make an effort. I don't know if it's going to happen for Sven in Hawaii. Maybe that's where it was meant to be seen, but in the next month we're doing Gone with the Wind. So be motivated to check it out. Also, that type of TV is like a different kind. It's like a background type watching, which I think is cool, and will actually tie into our Too Old to Die Young. And the last thing I wanted to say was we're kind of developing our style as we go with this podcast. So we're kind of knowing the things that hitch in us, that we feel something about. And I kind of know when Sven's like, no, I saw something here, even if I'm like, what the fuck? Why would we do that? That's probably going to be worthwhile to do that scene. And I think vice versa. So I think that's kind of cool. But we don't do a ton of prep in terms of what we're going to talk about. And it's my favorite part of this show is discovering something really valid in it by kind of bouncing things off your experience and brilliance, and kind of arriving at something like, oh, you know what, that was the issue with A Star Is Born, even though it took 2 episodes to get to. That's my favorite part, is when we kind of discover it live on the show.
Yeah, that is fun. I'm excited about this episode, even though in terms of editing, I don't know if there's a whole lot to say other than this is going to be an example of when not to cut. But there is something going on here that's really, really interesting in terms of storytelling. And
for Too Old to Die Young,
yeah.
So that's a teaser for next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, let's sign off. And Sven, so keep in mind, we're doing this a little early. Sven's in Hawaii. We want to try to get you too, and a little extra content, some catch up on the show, what we've been doing, how much we appreciate everyone who contributes, gives us feedback, listens. I mean, it's that's what it's all about, is this kind of outcast community of the underappreciated art form of editors really looking at this stuff and appreciating it and celebrating it on the few occasions where we remember to name the editor of what we're talking about. So that said, thank you as always to Curtis for the music. He has a new album out. I'll quit saying it soon, but he's getting a lot of positive responses for it. It's really kind of like above and beyond from the stuff he'd been doing up to this point. And we're going to play a song at the end here for you, one of the new tracks.
Yeah.
And subscribe to the podcast. Where do they go to make comments nowadays, Sven?
It's going to be on Twitter, and you got to follow me at This Guy Edits. There you go. I said it.
Oh, that was much simpler. That was like taking a drink of coffee, like, here he goes. Sorry. Cool. As Sven always says.
Happy editing.
Very cool. And some fresh 4th of July Curta for you.
I'm a poet in a snow globe, rapping through your smartphone. How dysentery, blood-clotted lead infected water runs through our homes. I'm lo-fi and indiscreet, barely in the industry heat. Still no one wants to hack my pinhole camera. Watch me diddle me. The things you engage with show you care. 10,000 miles stare, adjust brightness to avoid daylight glare. We have to adapt to avoid the ghouls and crap. How I have to rap just to keep my flow intact. I fear cracks in my terraform glass. I fear interposing greenhouse gas. Internet doomsday prep, just a bunch of cracks. No electricity, the database falls flat. Can't find earthseed in these moldy library book stacks. Bucolic photos on your cattle milk and mayonnaise. Post-war pesticide, fresh packed by Ebonese. The entire consumer class, Silicon Valley can't save. Tech slave jobs for college kids, just let this soul depraved. It's a new, no love way. Still bump, no love ways. I still bump, no love ways. I still bump, no love ways. A new, no love way. I still no love ways. A new, no love waves, I still bump no love waves. I will breathe through nose filters, how you hear through earplugs. I will eat burgers made from ground up maggot slugs. Palate cricket farm plans are all drawn up. Remediate and sip my own piss from biofilter cup. So much transparency, like everyone is hearing me. So much transparency, no more parents apparently. Just buy me shit, 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 buy me shit. Yeah. Your friend's mother put her breasts on the internet. You know too much. You know too much. Your favorite porn star killed himself. You know too much. Know too much. Your post-work malaise, comic relief, sitcom, safe space became a zoo. We give you the rapist face. You know too much. You know too much. Your candidate is an android. My candidate has octopus fingers, like the grease from fast food rappers. Your smell lingers. Ew, the toll of deaths and deaths is on the internet. The first lady's clit is on the internet, but you can't see through the static. You're stuck on a monetary habit. I see my future in an earth ship. I wanna grab it, nab it, put cabbage and kale in my casket. Your culture's in a giveaway, demo table, USB basket. Souvenir for the pseudo-rich. Attention span of an eyelid twitch. Little ones forgot how to have fun. Saber-rattling hate speech bloggers at the volume of a Gatling gun. Where will you run when the wire has come to be underneath your skin like mustard on a bun? Egomaniacs put shadows on the sun. I dig until my bunker is done, and my whole life has taught me not to share with anyone. When my work is done, don't share with anyone. I'm sorry. Click, click. It's a no love wave. Still bump no love waves. Still bump no love waves. Still bump no love waves. No love waves. Still bump no love waves. No love waves. No love waves. No love waves. bomb from above. Days of no love way. No love way. No love way. No love way. Still bomb from above. Days of no love way. No love way.
Okay, that was reasonable, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we didn't do anything other than just talk.